today's episode, we had Aly Fahd, which is the founder and the CEO of PakLaunch. You have an image of like being around the startup and tech ecosystem mainly, but you are like diversifying as long as people contribute and as long as people like do share information. But I feel like it's very challenging on the WhatsApp groups. How do you really manage things to go from like just blah, blah, blah to actions and execution and actual impact?
Yeah, I think we have tried different platforms, but I think one thing we learned with WhatsApp is that everyone has WhatsApp, right? So everyone is there, and initially because it was an invite only, so like I would only recommend people, and then somebody would speak with them,
right?
And I would talk to them and tell them that hey, our goal is to help each other. There is no fee, there is nothing else, but you have to help each other. If you're just there and nobody has ever seen you, nobody has ever helped you, you're probably not the best group for you. So our ethos always was to help, people and stuff like that. We found WhatsApp to be the most, like everyone was there, frankly speaking. So we have tried, Signals grew when people said WhatsApp might have security concerns. We even tried Slack. People didn't want to move to Slack. We even created a website. So, the whole PakLaunch.com initially was created because people said, we need discussion forums and we can create our own forum. And we have 16,000 people signed up, but they were not very active. Like people just didn't, people would rather have the communication one-on-one. So our goal is just connect the right people in the right room, have light discussions, don't have a lot of spam, and people will just connect with each other. So it's almost a sort of a directory as well, right? You can meet we have 14 unicorn founders with Pakistani descent, pretty much all the big investors who have invested in Pakistan. We have Pakistanis all over and non-Pakistanis. Like I said, like some of our ambassadors are non-Pakistanis right now.
What was the hardest part of growing this community? Because I guess it needs a lot of engagement, work, because it's a human thing. I mean, after all, besides like trying to push the business and so.
I think sometimes like, I had, a cousin who wanted to sell his real estate and he was posting. So, you delete a message and he would get really upset, right? Like, why I can't post it? Or like you have friends when you're doing webinars, they all want to come and speak. And then to tell the people like politely that, maybe right now it's not interesting enough, or we have a lot of other, plans, requests and stuff. When we started the unconference, we can only invite 50 entrepreneurs. So we get almost 8,000 people fill up the form. So you can imagine like how many people who don't come, and I've gotten literally, and no exaggeration, from a death threat to people calling me all kind of abusive words. Who the hell are you to decide on who will be joining? And things like that. So that's a tough part, right? So some of your friends take it very personal. A lot of my family, like I have never invited them to any of our unconference. So some of them were in the area. They do make small investments, but I just thought we wanted the right people in the right room. So you have to be, very, very, very dedicated to the cause. Yeah. And your friends will get upset. Trust me. And it happened to me.
You have a lot of enemies.
Yeah, but I have a lot of good friends too, right? When we announce our events, we always somehow, some of our events keep getting bigger. We have a lot of partners who chime in. So yeah, I think people see the sincerity too. And some of the people who initially did not like that, hey, why was I so strict and stuff? And I've heard it from very, very senior people. And some of them have turned around over time, right? Because we've been doing it now for 5.5, going into almost 6 years. So to do it for 6 years is
this is my next question. Is like, how can we fund this? Because you say like the membership there is no fees.
Yeah.
Did you raise any money? What was because a community building, it's a tough thing, and it gives a lot to the community, great, but we need also to survive as a community, hire people. What was the revenue model, how we could survive and really push that community to grow and be able to impact more?
I think for the first 4 years until like last April, I had a day job. So pretty much I think most of the investment was the time, but the little like resources I needed, I was paying out of pocket. And I didn't have a lot of resources. So for the first 2.5 years, we had literally nobody on the payroll.
Bootstrapping.
Completely bootstrapping. So the expenses, you have a Zoom account, you have,
Lights. That's too expensive.
No, but we were doing it on it was all offline, right? And then for our events, for the conferences, they were sponsored.
Right.
So we always, from day one, they were sponsored, and we would break even, or if you're close enough, I didn't mind putting the money in. So until last April, it was pretty much I was putting the money in. And then end of December 2023, there was a gentleman, Uzair Gattet, from disrupt.com. He had joined, he was with us from day one. So he reached out to me and he says, I'll give you some money and you need to quit your job and do it full time. And I told him, like, I had no plans of doing it full time. I kept pushing back. And he kept calling me almost every day. He pushed me to do it. I wrote few slides and I shared it with few people, including Aly Fahd, who was my batchmate from GIK. I sent it to few people, and we were lucky. We were way oversubscribed. Then we brought in 7-8 partners. So we raised close to $1 million with 7-8 partners.
How long it's gonna make you survive then?
So with our events, now we are starting off mid of last year. So until that point, we were doing a lot of events in Bay Area, in Pakistan, and we were doing events in the rest of the world.
Right.
What has changed since last year has, because of the money coming in and the effort that we have put in identifying other partners and sponsors, is that now we are doing events in like 10 countries every given quarter.
Yeah.
So we just did one
crazy.
in Dubai, we are doing in
Malaysia,
Karachi, we are doing Singapore, London, Riyadh. So we're doing events in any given 4 or 5 weeks in 4, 5, 6 countries and stuff like that. We have built a team of close to 10 people. Pretty much all of them are in Pakistan, mostly female, 90% linked, and out of Multan, out of all places.
Very interesting.
So that's how our team has been growing and building. In the last few months, what we have started to do now is we have spoken about and we are trying to do our own community membership. So we will still have,
the WhatsApp
completely
groups.
WhatsApp groups. We will have free members. We will have some paid memberships where we are offering, different
upgrade
upgrades.
Service.
Yeah, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But if there are few things, depending on the stage of the company you are in, you can do that. Another thing that we have started to do is we are working on, some of the consulting work in the go-to-market for different companies.
Right.
So within our team, we have a lot of experience in that. So we are working with different companies. If you want to,
in the whole region, like
in all region, I think we have
region.
So we have clients who want to go into the US market.
All right.
So they want much more dedicated time than making an intro here and there, which we'll still do, right? That's the part of the community. But if somebody wants a dedicated time, I think that's what we have offered. We also have companies who want to come to Pakistan. It's the other way around, and we are working with them on those projects.
Right.
There's also a company who wants to get into Saudi. So we have done MOU with different folks out of Saudi, and we are helping with the go-to-market for different companies. So that's another. Hopefully we are not making money yet, but the goal is eventually at some point we would be. So my focus is for the next 2-3 years.
So for people watching us, maybe if there's a startup or a company that is willing to expand to Saudi, I think this is the trend right now, the last 2-3 years. They can come to you and get your help to get settled, let's say, in terms of like go-to-market and the strategy, because it's a totally different market.
Absolutely. So they can check us out on like PakLaunch.com or on any of our social media platforms.
Perfect. Because you never talk about these things. So I mean, this podcast was interesting to really showcase also all what PakLaunch effort was doing for the last 5 years, and also now all the upcoming projects that you are working for. I just want to give an example. If like a startup come to you, do you accept every stage, like idea stage? It has to be like kind of a revenue stage. What kind of startup will take the most advantage of PakLaunch mentorship, companionship, and help them to grow?
I think we have very, very early stage companies that also come to us. We have close to 100 student ambassadors in different universities. So if you are very early stage thinking of entrepreneurship, we do have programs around those in different universities. We've done those at Habib and NAST and other schools. So one is at very, very early stage when you're thinking of entrepreneurship and you just have an idea on how do you go about it. So you can reach out to us and we can connect you with your campus ambassadors and stuff like that.